Good morning, Father Denis here with a word of encouragement. Today, we want to talk about faith tested and grown. During this COVID-19, there was a shocking experience to everyone, where everyone took to his feet running for safety, yet looking at everyone else as a victim. And everyone wanted to see where they can be saved. And at this time, when people were on a run, I was left and I asked myself, what can I do to overcome such a kind of time? I sat and I thought of it. I did my first retreat online, where I kept encouraging people to carry their crosses to follow Christ. And this is when my mind was open to see the reality around the world. Yes, we had had this pandemic, but we had still lives to live, to go on with families, and keep encouraging those we cared about. This is what I see from Paul when he writes to Timothy. He says of what he believed in, the risen Christ, the descendant of David, so that when even he saw chains on his body, he was still to believe in what he was doing. He was carrying a mission that was not of his own, but the mission of Christ in preaching and spreading the good news. If Paul managed to have such an experience during his hard time, what was it meant to us? In fact, that's why we see even the crowds, when they went to Christ, asking, which is the greatest commandment? What does Christ say? The love of God. Loving God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and strength. Then the love of the neighbor. But if it is then an invitation to love God with our heart, mind, and soul, an answer that should be applicable to all generations, to all situations, Christ is reminding us today too, even with this COVID-19, we are also to remain focused in the love of God. And that's why I want to start a conversation guided by these three questions. What have you gone through during this COVID-19 period? How have you managed it so far? And what or why do you think you are alive today? Now, if we answer these three questions, then I believe we are going to be woken up to prepare for our future. We have to start moving up so that we realize what God still has for us. We cannot delay doing this. I want to encourage you, and I want to be hopeful that I'm going to hear from your experiences of what you have gone through and how you have managed it and why you want to stay alive doing something that you have already said to. May God bless you, keep you, and stay in peace.